we had a couple questions submitted today, and the first one came from, drum roll please, Janelle.
Oh my gosh.
So pressure's on you
Pressure's
to,
on.
do you remember your question or do you want me to come pull it up?
Yeah, I vaguely remember it. Can you remind me?
Yeah. So you're seeing some what you called secondary links in the search results,
Yeah.
which Google calls site links.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thanks for that
So these
lingo.
are called site links when it's typically when you do a branded search for your company name,
Yep.
and Google will show your company, and then it'll add additional links, which Google calls site links, underneath that. And you said you're having some trouble with those.
Okay. That is helpful information, first of all.
There you go.
I like it. So yeah, so my client has changed their website like a few times, and we've really just like hidden a lot of pages. Anyway, so one of the pages that appeared was a registration page. Don't need that one. That one's definitely out. And then there were also, so I went ahead and I just, requested removal within Search Console. Figured that that was the clearest. Like, I never want to see this one again. It's okay that it's not showing up. The other two were like tags and categories, and maybe even a blog post. So we're not really featuring the blog heavily right now. They decided to shift things, and so we've gone in a new direction. The blog's still available. I just don't want that to be the primary feature on, especially with these site links. So what do I do where I would like them to not show up, but I still want them to be available? What's the best procedure there?
So, okay. So we'll take a step back and understand why Google's doing this, right? Not every site gets site links. So actually says something about the confidence and credibility Google thinks of the site to even show site links. So that's actually a really good thing. And it's really hard to like quantify this to say once you reach a certain X, you get site links, but not every site gets site links. So that your site gets site links says that Google gives it a sense of credibility. So Google's also, and this is kind of where SEOs kind of roll their eyes, but there's some truth to the idea. Google really wants to help people, right? And SEOs argue whether Google really wants to help people help themselves, but let's give them the benefit of the doubt. So what they're doing is saying, these are pages people want to see on the site, and they are providing them to people to bypass whatever other things. So oftentimes it's like the About Us page or the Contact Us page, or maybe a law firm client had similar problems where it's like they got a couple of partners, but not all the partners. And then some junior attorney showed up amongst the other partners, and they're like, oh no, junior can't show up when big, massive partner doesn't show up. So that's the good news. The bad news is it's totally automated and there's not really a way to control it. So we have to decide certain things. I really would be very careful about telling Google not to, I forget the term you use, but basically not to index a page.
Well, yeah, I guess the registration page, I was pretty clear. Like, there's nothing of value on that page.
But wouldn't people want to find it?
It's part of the process in checking out and like buying a license, but there's nothing on it. So like they could go to that just because they've decided to purchase.
Right. See, I wonder if Google has decided that's your main call to action, is trying to help people get to it.
Yeah, but there's nothing to do on the page because you have to be like, yeah.
Oh, so it's pretty much empty unless you're logged in or signed.
Yeah, I can't remember, but basically, yeah, there was nothing to do on the page. So I was okay taking that one away.
Right, because when you do that, you're basically telling Google, don't show this to anybody anytime.
Yeah, I'm okay with that one.
That's pretty draconian, but if that's what needs to happen. The other side of it is with some of the things like blog or categories or tag pages, it might be as simple as no indexing those.
Okay.
There could be a whole argument on what is the SEO value of a category or tag page.
Yeah.
But if it's not really part of your strategy, then that's probably a good action. Just go in and with Yoast or other SEO plugins, you can basically say, no index the categories, no index, the tags, and that'll cut it off. Don't do anything like that with blog posts. So what's going on is that Google is like wants to give your site some love,
Yeah.
but it's not giving it the love you want. So when turning these things off, you might find yourself chasing but now it's going to put that blog post in.
Yeah.
Right. And so then we have to think a little more strategically. So like, what is it about that blog post that we don't want people to see? Is it out of date? Well, then we should probably update it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Because
I'm okay with it.
With the blog post, we don't want to no index necessarily a blog post.
No.
Unless it's like really obsolete. In that case, it's time to update it because Google's decided that's a pretty valuable blog post to people. There are other things we can do though. So consider things like internal links within your site.
Yeah.
So what would you want Google to show in site links? Right? Is there a services page? Is there about us page? Is there a contact us page? Do a real quick audit or crawl or just look at your site and see, are there a lot of internal links? How is your internal linking structure? So
there's not
right
now.
That's why it's picking these things.
Exactly.
Because blog posts and category pages have lots of internal links.
Yes, I get you.
Works,
yeah,
right?
Because of the sidebar, especially.
Right,
yeah.
Exactly. So it's like Google uses internal links to determine what pages are important. And if those are the pages that get internal links, guess what? That's what it thinks you're telling it's important. So maybe you should tell it that other things are important.
Okay, yeah. So basically that means creating blog posts about these other pages, referencing these other pages.
Or going into the existing blog posts and adding links saying, hey, would you like to learn more about us?
Yeah.
Right. Or if you need to, adding to the bottom of every blog post, if you need to contact us, here's how you do it, right? And link to the contact page. So going through existing content, even content on service area kinds of pages, if that exists, and saying, here's another service we offer. Here, learn more about us before you buy, whatever. Just go into existing content. And it can be as simple as doing a Google search for SITE : site, domain.com or whatever, space, phrase, like about us, or contact us,
Okay.
or contact, or about, yeah. And that'll do is say, Google give you a result of all the pages on that site, that mention that phrase, because you put it in quotes.
Okay.
And that would be a great place to start to go and say, about us. Here's every page that says the word about us. We're going to go into everyone, add a link to the about us page.
Okay.
We're building internal links, and we're sending a signal to Google that this is an important page.
Okay.
But it's also external links too. So any opportunity you have, and in this case, a good opportunity might be just do a quick Google search for company name in quotes -SITE : domain name. So what we're doing is we're saying dash in front of SITE : is saying anytime company name is mentioned, dash, except on site : whatever. And so it's everywhere that talks about our company but isn't on our site.
Ooh, okay. Got it. So that'll allow us to see the external links.
There are some tools in the branded link building process in Curious Ants that can help you find these things. Okay. But one of the things you can do is figure out who's talking about you and either see if they're already linking to you, make sure they're linking to one of the pages that you want the site links to happen. Or if there's another opportunity, like let's say it's a profile about the company on an industry
Yeah.
specific website. Here's a feature for our, you know, whatever. Maybe you add an additional link to the About Us page on that, right? So then Google uses that as a signal to say, hey, that's an important page. Or maybe you're using that as an opportunity just to do branded link building and start linking to some of these important, relevant pages, the About Us. But again, the first step is, what do you want? Google has given you credibility to get these. So what would you like to show up? And then we take these steps to either no index things we don't want people to see, improve the things so if they're going to see the blog post, at least they're seeing our best foot forward.
Yeah.
Or building internal or external links. I'd start with internal, but then go to external to start to build credibility to the pages you do want Google to serve in the site links. It won't be quick, right? We can't turn it off. There used to be a feature in Webmaster Tools where you go in and say, I don't want that to be my site link, right? And so you just exclude everything until Google eventually picked the ones you wanted.
Yeah.
Kind of sucked, but at least you could have some input.
Yeah.
But now, like when my client, the law firms, like the junior partner showed up, it's like, oh crap. So we had to do is we built internal links to the three main partners and external links to the three main partners. And eventually now the three main partners are there, but it took a couple months for Google to catch up.
Okay.
And so the way I'd phrase it to the client is, first of all, let's celebrate this.
Yeah.
Right. Second of all, let's talk about our strategy for what we would like to see. Because if Google's going to give it, let's do it. Let's take advantage of it. And then pursue those things.
Okay.
But I wish there was a simple answer, but it's hard work. It's the real answer.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, great. Thank you.